Cracking, everybody. Welcome to episode 424 of the Confidence in the Klutch Podcast with Donald Nelson on the Confidence in the Klutch Network. I'm here to educate, entertain, and inform, baby. Click that bell for notification, new content when I drop. New media, energy up, health is wealth. I hope all y'all is doing fine. Konfident Service Announcement today. I don't have one. So, listen, it is what it is. It's perception. Let's do perception. Perception of things that you may not like can be a problem to you, but really, is it your issue because you're judging people? We look at things in the media, we look at our friends, we look at our family, but we rarely look at ourselves or the things we do and how they can be perceived by others. But we're quick to judge. So I wonder, is perception akin to judging people? Because one thing I learned is that I was told a while back, and I took it like I said something like, okay. And they said, when we pray, prayer changes perception of how you look at things. Because, people say, you ask for things in prayer and it'll be given to you, but people ask for $1 million and they give it to you. You got to go fill in the blanks to go get it. So when you look at prayer and all the things you're asking God to do, or your universe or supreme being, whatever you believe in, think about the perception, what changes after you pray to get what you want, to try to fix things. Some things you can't reverse, and some things you can stop in its tracks, and some things you can slow down the progress. But the inevitable is the inevitable. We all got an appointment date that we can't reschedule. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But just look at the perception of things, and if it matters to you, it's fine. If it doesn't, that's fine as well. But how you look at things, because some things aren't always how they seem, and we want to stay 10 toes down on things that might not be in our best interest to even be bringing into our circumference and our surroundings. So that's what I will say about perception at times. We bring a lot of shit in, a whole lot of shit that ain't got nothing to do with us, and we need to stop doing that, because it's not for you to carry that weight. So that's what I will say. We can't carry that weight of things that don't mean us no good. Even though it might be family or friends and all that stuff, we can support people. We can't carry that because that's too much weight for us to burden and bear. Carrying that weight, it's too much for us, whether physically, emotionally, spiritually, religiously, financially. We can't do it. So just watch your perceptions of things, because if you change your perception, it might change your outlook on life and how you do things and what you pour into others. Because when you pour into others, that means you outpouring from yourself at times, because we can't. It's a delicate balance, and we got to make sure we pour into ourselves so that we can help others, that whatever we need to help them with, and then get back to pouring back into ourselves. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. Just let me think about it, because it's all on the fly, because I ain't had nothing, yo. But this is how we working over here at Confident in the Klutch. All right, y'all, let's do it. Politics as usual. Biden says he wasn't surprised Kamala lost. Come on, B. You can't say that. You can't say you wasn't surprised Kamala lost and claiming sexism and racism and all that shit. That's cool, but Democrats, it's over. Why are we still rehashing what happened in the election? Yeah, I mean, y'all can say racism, but y'all ain't saying who was racist. So miss me with the shit. I'll tell you who was racist. The whites. I'll tell you who was racist, who they didn't want running shit. You know what I mean? I can tell you who's racist, the Latin American votes that sway more towards that. You know what I mean? Y'all gave Kamala 100 days, who had to walk a fine line to not anchor her base by separating herself politically from Joe Biden. Is that racism? Just figure out what young white man y'all gonna run in 2028. We done with the whole trying to get everybody up in there. Do you understand what came out of Obama 2 terms in office? We got the Tea Party, which Donald Trump just came, and if the Democrats would have accepted him, he would have been running Democrat. How would that work for us right now, Biden, if Trump was running as a Democrat? If we didn't promote Hillary up. Yeah, I know. So just think about that, though, because that's what it was. Biden was supposed to be a transitional candidate, right? He wasn't. Otherwise, we would have primaried. I'm not a Democrat, but the Democrats would have primaried then, and then we would have got the best person. However, if we in office and we a transitional president and you got a vice president that could hold her shit if you ain't dimming her light, then let her rock out. that would have forced Kamala to separate herself and give her a better shot at winning the whole fucking thing because she came up through the primary, right? Though the whites, and particularly the white women, 56%, 54%, whatever poll you're looking at, will still not have voted for her because she's black and they want a white woman as the first woman president so they can go on the bullshit feminist movement, Laurel bullshit. Y'all know I don't fuck with the feminist movement. I thought I was a feminist. I'm not, because number one enemy of a feminist is a black man. Why? Because after slavery, they had to watch their white husbands, the 2% that had slaves, mess with the slaves, bring the slave kids in the house, rape to do whatever they wanted to, lust after the slave women and all that. And then after slavery reconstruction, Jim Crow, black man held offices, got to vote, got to do everything. So we want to vote. We want our land. We want our, because they got it. Who the fuck are they? Nah, I'm not a feminist, yo. See what they did to Ida B. Wells and them at the conferences and shit, man. Didn't even want them to speech. She going out there to talk about lynching. They want to talk about women's rights. They ain't want to talk about the lynching because who they lynching? Do the math, yo. It's right in front of y'all. You just got to read the shit. That's why they're trying to take it out. Because they don't want their great-great-great-great-grandchildren to understand what the fuck they did. Why not? Y'all say, well, our great-great-great-great-grandfathers did, and we supposed to be proud of that shit? The fuck out of here, B. All right. White South Africans have been granted refugee status due to their land being taken to South Africa by black people and shit like that. Listen, they're the only group that can come here that can claim refugee status. Everybody else has been terminated. Y'all do the math on that shit. So now we're claiming white reverse racism by the colonizers that went in South Africa, took the land from people, and the people got the shit to get it back, and now they displaced, and now they ain't got nowhere to go. Go back home, shit. You know what I'm saying? Go back to where your people was from, your nationality be. Man, come on, man. This country is a trip, Joe. It's right in front of your eyes, man. Pay the fuck attention. That's why I'm not finna spend time on this. Pay the fuck attention, B. Pay the fuck attention what's going on. Trump accepts a jet from the Qatari royal family and says the U.S. can't afford to turn down a free plane. Trump, how big that motherfucking plane is, how we gotta go through that plane and find out everything might be wrong with it, bugs, tracking devices, a control of the small thing that'll blow that motherfucker up somewhere, man. Come on, B. We gotta chill, but I get it, Trump. I'm gonna turn this motherfucker into Air Force One, man. That big ass jet, we gotta go through the lining of the metal, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Trump. You know what I'm saying? But he said Boeing tripping shit. They giving me a jet, Boeing tripping. He says he was retrofitted to make it a new Air Force One. So I'm like, it's to replace Air Force One? Boeing's working on a new joint. They said it should be ready 2027 at the earliest. They were talking about 2029. He's like, motherfucker, I'm going to be out of office, maybe. But no, I need something now. New now. Right? He's like, we could pay them $1 billion for that plane, or $400 million, or we could say thank you very much. Yo, man. Hey, that shit funny. That shit not, it's funny, but it's not, because we're not supposed to be accepting shit from foreign governments because it's a bribe, right? In the Constitution. But they said, oh, we're going to give it to the Pentagon, and the Pentagon going to do whatever, man. Remember, y'all, it's only month 4. It's only month 4, right? So the biggest piece with this, Trump is pro-Israel, right? And Qatar is pro-Hamas. So this is outrageous. It makes no fucking sense. So does it? It's just something to laugh at, y'all. I don't. Let me know in the comments, man. Let's get to some shit, man, that we can really have some jokes about, because none of that shit is really funny. It's outrageous. You can't help but laugh at it, B, right? All right. Yesterday, Giannis, this is getting the NBA, y'all. Giannis is open-minded about leaving the Bucks. Okay, we've been talking about this shit. I've been telling y'all what it was. My thing is run a contract, right? He has $175.4 million left on the deal. He has a $62.8 million player option, 27-28, right? Time, score, situation of the game. Giannis has been here 13 years. He brought us a championship. Man, since the 2019-20 season, the Bucks really has turned over to Giannis and say what you want to do, and he's telling them what they want to do. So at the draft combine this week in Chicago, a deal possibly will be made for where Giannis might want to be at, right? We'll take young players, a star, and 3 draft picks minimum. Like, we need something. We need somebody that's a up-and-coming player. We need some young players, and we need a star. We need preferably to take draft picks from teams that's losers right now, But why would Giannis want to go to a team that's a loser? He can stay home with the Bucks. So the Bucks ain't gonna be able to get everything they want, because if y'all gonna be picking later on in the draft, why we want your draft picks? However, the Bucks player development fucking sucks. We don't develop draft picks here. The last draft pick we developed was Giannis, first of all. The second draft pick that we developed was Jordan Nwora, and he ain't here no more. We let all our free agents go and just start over if that's the case. We can't talk about a draft pick. We can get them, but we need other teams. We don't need the team we trade them to draft picks, i.e. if we trade them to the Spurs, the Rockets, if they got other people draft picks, we take their draft picks, but they going to be winning and shit, so we don't want their draft picks, right? So, like I just said, let all our free agents go and start over. So that means we have Giannis, Dame, and Kuz on the payroll for $120 million, right? With a $156 million salary cap. Come on, man. The Bucks have no first-round picks in the next 5 years to 2031. Come on, man. We need players. So San Antonio, Houston, players. You know what I mean? They got some players we can have in draft capital. Brooklyn and New Orleans, But if we can get our own picks back, how does that work? If we get our own picks back from New Orleans from the Drew Holiday trade. I mean, what we gonna do, right? What we gonna do? It makes sense to get the picks back. So if y'all gonna give us Zion and some picks back for Giannis, can we take that? Can we take that? I trust Brian Windhorst on that for ESPN, right? If that's what we can do. But however, should Giannis stay with the Bucks? We've given them everything to become a champion. They've been a champion. We can't mortgage any more of our future, though. Giannis 30 now, y'all. We can't mortgage any more of our future, right? We have no assets as far as draft picks or trades. We have nobody we can trade and nobody really wants like that. Brook Lopez, Bobby Porter, they got player options. Taurean Prince, Kevin Porter Jr., player option. Gary Trent Jr., all could become free agents this summer, and we still will be $10 million over the salary cap to a certain degree. 2031 is when, well, we can't be $10 million over the salary cap. I think if we bring them back, currently that's what it would be, but we're $23 million below the luxury tax. We might be over the salary cap, but we're $23 million over below the luxury tax and $41 million beneath the second apron without Lopez, right? Which means for him to come back, he would have to take a pay cut to the non-tax mid-level, which is $14.1 million. So that'll take us to $134 million. We got $150 million salary cap. With Dame out, we're done, right? Since we've acquired Drew Holiday in the summer 2020 fall, going into the fall, we spent $220 million in tax penalties. That's too much money for a small market team as the Bucks. Okay, so last night we saw the draft lottery, right? We know it's going to bring deals to the table with the draft combine. Suitors will come to fruition last night. So we know after everything that happened, Dallas got the number 1 pick, Spurs got the number 2. I said Giannis for PJ, Gafford, and Cooper from the Mavericks if they want to do it. However, Dallas cannot give up Cooper because he's white, and they just lost an international white. They want another white in that spot. They had Dirk all that time. That's what they want. So just look at this per Bleacher Report. I'm taking the Spurs' potential trade, what they have. Giannis to the Spurs for Stephon Castle, Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson, and 4 first-round picks. But who picks are those? Are they the Spurs or are they other teams' picks? That's the one I'm taking. Or the Rockets' potential trade framework of Giannis to the Rockets for Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore, and 3 first-round picks. I might take that one better, whose picks they are. It all depends what the Bucks want to do. Out of all them players I just named, I'm taking Stephon Castle out of anybody. So if we can get him with Sohan, Keldon Johnson, and all that shit, I think that'd be cool. However, if we get Jalen Green and Jabari Smith and Reed, man, that's a lot, though. That's a lot. We can get a lot what we need now. But we need draft picks, right? Spurs can give us 4 with Castle. Rockets can give us 3 with Green. We keep Porter Jr. He played with Green before in Houston. That means we have to get off Dame once he gets healthy in the season. There's a lot going on there, man. There's a lot going on right there for the Bucks, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man, because that's a lot. But like I said, I think I'm taking that Spurs deal. It's Spurs or Houston. However, man, Giannis can't block shit, so that is what it is, man. All right. East semifinals, okay. Pacers won game 2, right? It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of simple shit. The level of detail is not going on with this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? In game 2, Cavs allowed Nesmith to get a rebound from outside of the 3 with a putback. Mitchell got the ball and cleared Nesmith out with his elbow. Patience ball, final possession. Halliburton gets fouled, makes one, misses second, gets his own rebound, dances and hits the 3 with 1.1 seconds left. That shit. Garland come in. The Cavs win that game. Garland was the difference. All the energy, right? The game 4, Pacers, 80-39 in the first half. What we gonna do with that? 20-2 run to close out the first half, right? Field goal percentage in the first half, 60-25, 3-point field goal, 12-18, 5-19 points in the paint. Indiana 30-6, points off turnovers, 23-5. It was over. It's over. That's 3-1. To me, the Cavs going home tonight. Night, right? Celtics, Knicks. I had the Celtics in 6, right? Game 2, 2:46 left in the game. Celtics up 86-82. Knicks take lead 87-86 after Brunson hits step back fade away. Knicks 21-2 run. Tatum hits 2 free throws, 89-88. Celtics need to attack the basket and pick and roll is what I'm thinking. Exactly what I called Tatum on inbounds, right? They came, attacked the pick and roll. Horford set a back pick at half, and Tatum got to the easy dunk. New York, 18.5 seconds. Brunson has to get to the midi, right? He does and gets fouled, makes both free throws. No timeout for Boston. They didn't call one, they had one. Tatum has ball, goes to the hole without a clean look, right? Because they tried to run the same pick and roll they just scored on. The pick and roll was set lower. Instead of the half court, it was set at the top of key this time, and he didn't get a clean pick. Bridges come with the help side block on Tatum trying to shoot a fadeaway. Boston late game execution sucks twice. Now they're down on 2. Knicks in game on 23-6 run. 3-point field goal. Celtics 10-40. Brown at 17 at the half. 3 the rest of the way. Unacceptable. Where was Porzingis in the 4th? We know it was injury and all this shit was going on. No timeout. I agree with Joe post game, right? Missoula. They scored on the same scenario. However, New York executed better defensively that time. So it was 50-50, right? Tatum and Brown, 1 for 10 field goals, 0 for 6 3-point field goals in game 2 in the 4th quarter. Game 3, blowout. Celtics, 121-113, 71-46 Celtics at the half. Game of trays. First half, Boston 12-19 from Trey, New York 2 for 12. That's it. Game 4, quarter 1, 12-0 run in the first quarter. Celtics 9-14 from Trey, Knicks 4-10 for Trey. Look like the same thing. Knicks take lead in the 3rd quarter, though, 86-85 for first lead since the first quarter. Second chance points, Knicks 15-2. 15-7, Brunson, 18 points in the 3rd quarter, 12-2 Knicks running in the 3rd quarter, and here come the 4th quarter. 104-107 Knicks. Brunson goes for a layup, misses, and hits the deck under the basket. Celtics has a 5-on-4, and they shoot a 3. That's when it was over. Right there. That play right there. Brunson comes down to make a 2. Boom, so that's a 5-point swing, right? Stupid. Knicks are making 2s, Celtics are missing 3s. Knicks are making 2s, Celtics are missing 3s. Dumb basketball. But sometimes you have to go to the mid-range. You got to get to the hole, got to get to the free throw line. And then we see Tatum call the timeout for herself. Fearing and Achilles, that's what it looks like. Thoughts and prayers to Jason Tatum, man. You're going to be all right, G. But yes, this stops everything moving. This stops everything moving. Celtics going home next game, man. Celtics going home next game. And we'll talk about what they're going to do as a staff, record label, and a crew after this. Western semifinals. Thunder Nuggets. I said Thunder in 7. Game 2, OKC came out blazing. 45-21 in the first quarter. Blew them the fuck out. Game 3, that's the that was a Denver win in Denver. Game 4, 92-87, OKC. They did what they had to do. They won that game. It's a 2-2 tie. Ugly game to watch. I really don't like this series at all. Thunder made 10 trays. Nuggets made 11 points in the paint. Thunder 30-20. Shea had 25, 6, and 6. In the first quarter of that game, y'all, game 4, they were 1 for 25 combined from 3. OKC was 1 for 11. Denver was 0 for 14. 42-36 Thunder at half. 79-79 OKC, 5 minutes left. OKC executed better down the stretch, 29-18, outscoring the Nuggets in the 4th. That's it. It's bad basketball. So tonight that's the only series that's gonna go 7. I said Thunder in 7, and that's it. Wolves Warriors, I said it was a push. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because the teams didn't play since Jimmy was a Warrior. I'm thinking playoff Jimmy, healthy Steph, but that ain't it. Game 1, Curry leaves with the hamstring injury, right? Did not return. 44-31 Warriors at the half. That had to be game. Because the Warriors got one. The rain of the 3 continues. Buddy 16 in the third. They end up pulling that game out. Live by the 3, die by the 3. This is the theme of the playoffs and current NBA. Warriors 18-42, Wolves 5-29. You have to get to the mid-range when the 3 is not falling. I said the same thing about Boston. They don't do that as much as they need to. 3 is more than 2. However, a higher percentage 2 is better than a missed 3. 3 is more than 2. However, a higher percentage 2 is better than a missed 3. Chris Finch called out Ant-Man post-game about his readiness. Steph will be out a week due to grade 1 left hamstring sprain. I'm like, here we go right there. That's gonna be tough. So game 2, the Wolves won 117-93. Wolves come out on a 13-year-old run, led by as much as 22. Warriors got it down to 7. Draymond incident with the fan that got ejected due to a racial slur. Post-game said he's being tired of called the angry black man. Fuck the title, Draymond. That's what I say. Emotional black man, angry black man, sensitive black man, whatever, because it's all them, every white man, every Latino man, every Asian man, they can say the same thing. Don't take the title that people you think putting on you because you show things of aggression. You might be an aggressive black man when it comes to playing basketball, but that don't mean the man and character you are with your family, your friends, none of that shit, your teammates. You're an aggressive black man when it comes to the basketball game, right? That angry black man shit come from your actions because people think that's anger, that's aggressiveness. I'm a coach. I see you, Draymond. I see you, Draymond. I see you, right? Fuck that, though. Fuck talking about Draymond. We're talking about with the fan that doesn't care about insulting you and the rest of us. Right? They need to just deal with his ass and this shit. You did. Don't worry about what other motherfuckers say. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them on to the next. Right? But the shit you did to Nas in the game, that's just your game. That's that aggressive black man shit. Own it then, right? Fuck asking for permission, Dre. That's all I'm saying. However, there are repercussions. You are in charge of the decisions you make, however not the consequences you receive. So a motherfucker's gonna talk shit about you after you flail your arms, kicking motherfuckers, slapping motherfuckers in their shit because you're aggressive, then that's what it's gonna be. That's your game. That's your game. Game 3, the Wolves, 102-97, huh? 84-82. Wolves, 5 minutes left. Draymond fouled out, 4:38 left for 2 points. That's what I'm saying. The fuck, 2 points without Steph. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Gobert, Rudy got an offensive rebound put back, put him up 4. They went and played D, and Rudy was the trailer, and Randall found him for the dunk and one. Man, that's it. Ant-Man tried to end Jackson Davis on the baseline dunk. Damn. Ant-Man 8 in the first half, points 28 in the second half. No Steph, no more wins for Warriors. And last night, Wolves, 117-107. Wolves up 3-1 in the series. It's over. 3-point field goal, Minnesota 16 for 34, Golden State 8 for 27. Warriors led at half, 60-56. Ant-Man gave his speech at half about we need 2 more wins. They were playing like we won them already. Sparked the Wolves to play better. Right? They held Kuminga and Buddy to 9 points in the second half after Kuminga and Buddy scored 27 in the first half. That's an adjustment, right? Minnesota 39-17 in the third quarter with Ant-Man scoring 16 in that third quarter, won that game on that run. I'm telling you, Ant-Man is here, y'all. Fuck, he coming. He here. He made the Western Conference Finals last year. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be some shit because this Minnesota New York final shit. That's what it's going to be. But Indiana going to have something to say about the shit, though. But, man, these Minnesota motherfuckers, man, they playing very well right now. But, however, Steph is not returning for Game 5. He already said, I wish I could be Superman. I can't. Jimmy is a great number 2. I understand the playoff Jimmy shit and all that shit, but he can't be a number 1 right now. Because it's a little harder when you're a little older. It's a little harder when you a little older. It's a little harder when you a little older. He trying, though, but he had 16 last night, same amount as Draymond had. I would have loved to see Steph in this series with that team giving the Wolves a run for that money because that first game of the series, man, it was going to be an epic showdown back and forth. However, injuries are part of the game. All right? Go in the comments, keep the conversation going, man. And it don't stop. But it do stop the D, the I, the D, the D, the Y, the D, the I, the D is Diddy. Man, I was talking to Jay. And watch out for something. We got something coming, man. I don't know if it's going to be man-to-man podcast. I don't know what the fuck it is going to be, man. But we got some shit, me and Jay. in the thing. He talking about, man, you know you had that CD with Diddy on there. I know I had the CD with We Ain't Going Nowhere, and I told him that last train for Paris was cold, but he's like, I told you had the CD with Good Morning on there. So we just talking shit, man. All I'm gonna say about the Diddy trial, man, is that when you listening to the reporters or the TV personalities talk about Diddy, and they talking about, oh, Diddy gonna be fine or Diddy gonna be over. When the feds get your ass in a pinch, nigga, they're not going to trial unless they got your ass. You know what I'm saying? So the criminal racketeering and crossing state lines and the prostitution and running shit through your business, we don't know until the feds present their whole motherfucking case. We can't make no assumptions or no rulings off of one day. However, it may not be illegal, but you paid a male escort to fuck your woman while you was in the corner with a robe on, hat, and a bandana halfway around your face talking about you ain't got enough baby oil on sometimes. Cassie telling you it's cool, he ain't finna come fuck with you to the male escort cat. While you sat in the corner and jagged off, then sometimes you talking about, okay, my turn, I'm finna get up in that shit type shit. Then you told multiple dudes to piss on her and piss in her mouth, and your man, come on, Diddy. He's just a freaky nasty motherfucker. I agree. From day one, he's a sexual abuser. He's a woman abuser. And he's kink shaming. All this, we can't kink shame. We can't tell a motherfucker what they can and can't like and all that shit and this and that. You want your daughter getting pissed on, and you do want your son pissing on the women. So we can say we don't kink shame and what we don't do. Ain't nobody in your bedroom. There's no difference between any other bodily fluid during sex, but pissing on somebody at 93 degrees? I don't know about that one. So if I'm not supposed to say the woman ain't supposed to be nasty or the man ain't supposed to be nasty, that's neither here nor there. The problem is from what I watched yesterday, what they're trying to say is that these people that Diddy was controlling and did all this shit with his freak offs, these people wanted to be famous, and they surrounded themselves around Diddy with the hopes that he would look out for them and make them famous. So if they got anybody they brought from out of town, that's where that federal shit gonna hit, right? Interstate crimes. All the state shit is the sexual assault, the physical violence towards his ex-woman and shit, right? But the interstate trafficking, now if he got multiple motherfuckers in multiple states and that's where it is. So just sit back and relax, man. I know they said they putting 8-month Cassie on the stand today, man. Come on, y'all. I get it, but man, dog, I don't know, man. I don't know. But it ain't funny, but I mean, it ain't funny. It ain't funny. Diddy don't be tripping, man. All right, man. Get up out this joint, man. Damn, man. Diddy be tripping. Get your confidence together. Get your clutch together, man. Support your own American-born African with massive PLC. You can't think about Diddy, man. It's just stupid, man. Listen to and follow Network on various platforms, man. Man, stupid. Search Confidence in the Clutch. Follow, share, rate, and review is important. Every subscriber matters. Follow us on X and Instagram at KITK. Visit on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. I'm not laughing at Diddy, what he did. I'm laughing at Diddy for who the fuck Diddy is. Diddy, you tripping, B. Like, if that's what you did, like some of this shit you had to do, that's what I'm saying, man. You just nasty, and I mean, but man, beating on women and shit, that shit ain't cool, fam. That shit ain't cool, man. Twice weekly, man. Not twice weekly. Weekly. Donald Nelson, D-Nell, Deezus, Don P, Don D, Little D, Don Real Dick, and Don Luck. Ain't none of them. I wasn't Diddy Daddy. I wasn't Don Diddy. None of that shit. Host the Confidence in the Clutch podcast with Donald Nelson, the Confidence in the Clutch podcast about sports, entertainment, music, culture, religion, politics, and society. Safe and healthy night, man. You listen to the daytime. Create a great day on purpose, man. We up out this motherfucker, man. Diddy, I need you to get it together, dog. Man, we up out this joint, y'all. Peace. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3 and the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Confidence in the clutch.